The Defiance of Light. The wind was a snarling beast tearing at the coast of Cebu. Nurse Alona Villanueva, a woman built of tireless patience and quiet strength, had spent the evening reinforcing the windows of the Vicente Soto Memorial Hospital's maternity ward. The tropical storm, Typhoon Odette, had arrived not with a whimper, but with a sudden, devastating roar. Then came the darkness. It wasn't just the lights that failed, it was the whole world going silent, save for the shriek of the typhoon outside. The emergency generator, usually a booming fortress of reliability, sputtered once, twice, and died. In the delivery room, Dr. Ramos swore under his breath, his hands hovering over a mother in active labor. "I can't see, Alona. It's impossible." "No, sir." Alona's voice was steady, cutting through the panic of the staff. "It's necessary." She pulled the phone from her pocket, the screen casting a pale, defiant beacon against the blackness. Holding the beam steady with her non-dominant hand, she guided the doctor. The tiny, focused circle of light became the entire universe, the only thing that mattered in the hospital wing. For 2 hours she stood there, an immovable sentinel, translating her internal calm into a physical ray of hope. The first 2 babies, a boy and a girl, arrived healthy, ushered into existence by the glow of a fading battery. Then the light sputtered and died. The darkness that followed was absolute, heavy with the sound of the world being ripped apart. "Alona, go get more flashlights." "Anything," Dr. Ramos ordered, his voice strained. "The spares are in the flooded basement, doctor." "But wait," she said, her mind racing through the meager resources they had. She remembered a small bottle of vegetable oil in the kitchen, kept for late-night staff meals, and the plastic IV bottles they discarded by the dozen. With the frantic urgency of saving lives, she boiled a piece of surgical gauze, dipped it in the oil, and threaded it through a small hole punched into the base of a saline bag, now filled with the oil. She repeated the process twice more. In the dead center of the delivery room, she lit her 3 makeshift lamps. They were primitive, wavering lights born of desperation, but they cast a glorious amber glow, just enough to banish the worst of the shadows. The flames sputtered, casting giant dancing silhouettes on the wall, but it held. It illuminated the face of the third mother, the calm hands of the doctor, and the small, slippery body of the third newborn. Through the long, agonizing night, fueled by nothing but adrenaline and the fierce belief that the dark was temporary, Alona maintained her vigil. The kitchen oil dwindled, the gauze wick smoked, but the light did not fail. By the time the wind softened into a tired sigh and the gray, watery light of dawn bled through the shattered windows, 5 new lives had arrived. 5 tiny, furious screams echoed in the ward, shouts of triumph against the storm. Alona finally collapsed onto a stool, wiping the sweat and smoke from her brow. She looked at the smoldering oil lamps, at the doctor, and finally at the bundles of crying life. The dark had been powerful, but the light she built with her bare hands, the light of her refusal to yield, had been absolute.